starting with around COVID, like how does that approach and that situation affect you directly? Because it affected the entire wrestling world.
Yeah. Um, it was just a crazy, crazy time. Like 2019 was every year. Like I always set myself goals, and you always think like this year can't be topped. Like when I got to do bowler, it's like next year can't be topped, and then I get signed as like next year can't be topped, and then me and Mark become the first ever Welsh champions in WWE history, and we're like, okay, it can't be topped. And then all of a sudden we're on Monday Night Raw wrestling for the Raw Tag Team Championships. It's like, okay, this can't be topped. And then we're at Dusty Classic, like this can't be topped. And it just kept going and going. And we felt like we were on this right track. And it was like, as I said, we had that ladder match at Blackpool Takeover. We had the first Welsh champions in WWE history. We wrestled on Raw for the Raw Tag Team Championships. We had that match-stealing match with the Broserweights in the Dusty Classic that everyone was raving about. And we just felt like we were on this roll and we were all clicking. It was snapping together. And that was in the January. And then February, then we came back over and had this great showing in some York tapings for NXT UK. And then March, it all just shut down, all just completely shut down. And you're just like, well, I've been in and out the house. I haven't sat in this house and looked around it in months. And not only that, I'm with my now fiance, but at the time my girlfriend. And in my head I was thinking, we haven't probably spent more than a day or two together in about 10 years because I'm just wrestling, wrestling, wrestling. So that's a real strain too. You kind of like, is she gonna hate me by the end of this? Is she gonna? But luckily she didn't, of course. But yeah, it was just that 2019 and the start of 2020 was just bam, 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 bam. And to go from that to you're locked in, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. And we were in a very tight lockdown for a very, very long time as well. So yeah, it was a real, real struggle mentally, physically, everything.
And I mean, you guys really the a lot of the tag team scene in UK was really starting to transcend over here, and we were starting to see a lot of buzz around like I think it was maybe the Wolfgang, Mark Coffey, and there was Gibson and Drake. There was that triple threat match, which was unbelievable. And then there was the ladder match as well, like that happened. And then the one that you mentioned against the Broserweight. So there was this hot streak and this buzz surrounding specifically the tag team scene in
Yeah.
UK. That's got to be demoralizing, like after that, to get rolling like that, to get that buzz, and then it just comes to a screeching halt.
Yeah, it really was. Like, and then it kind of takes away your power because then they were like, "Okay, we're gonna come back," and it came back slowly, and then we're in this arena with no fans and no noise. And I'll be honest with you, I think that one of the biggest assets to us was they put us places on the cards or they put us places in matches, and they just go, "This would be a nice little cool match." And then me and Mark would always manage to get a really good reaction at
Yeah.
the crowd, and get stand ovations and stuff like that. I can remember this one match we had with the vets. I think it was like the two or three tapings after we lost the tag belts. And I think it was put in as like this would be a good little match. And the crowd were quiet all night. And we managed to get this stand ovation off this crowd. And we had a conversation with Shawn Michaels afterwards, and it just felt like oh, at any point you could put us in the card, and we're going to get a reaction out of this crowd, and that is our secret weapon. We're over with this crowd, and then to be in these quiet studios where you're being put in certain places, and you're being told this is what we want, this is what you want, and our secret weapon's not there anymore. Our fans aren't there to kind of show us what we're doing a good job and to show them as well that this is something you should push and you should go after. And it was just such a struggle for us to find that balance of what they wanted, what we thought was good wrestling, what came across well on TV. And yeah, kind of that section especially was very, very hard to kind of get used to. And I think that was something that was kind of stopped our momentum completely, if I'm totally honest.